All right, you guys in?
Yeah.
I'm getting there.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool. All right, so Blizzard World was our first map. Let's look at these first like 5 attacks that we couldn't get through choke on. All right, so remember we had talked about what we were trying to do with the splitting, well, somewhat splitting up of groups, but more so splitting up of responsibilities. The D.Va Kree, the Ryan May, and then the Lucio Ana. And then if D.Va dies, Lucio takes care of the Kree. Um, so which we kept that theme up all night, which was great. So we remember that that's what we were trying to do. So we're gonna try and see how we could try and execute it better. Certainly, like anything that went wrong wasn't necessarily like just anyone's fault. It's just us getting used to things and getting a rhythm down to it. So here I would say like I know we had talked about it and planned it, so like it's not a fault of anyone, but we can kind of see what went wrong here. Not necessarily you taking damage, but you taking damage and me not being able to heal you because of where we did this, right? Um, so remember we had said that we want to kind of form a triangle. The Ana kind of stays behind the Reinhardt, but in view of Kree and Rhine. So that's kind of like the Ana's main goal, and then the D.Va and Kree should be, trying to take up angles to where that also holds true. And so here it's not necessarily true, right? Because there's no way I can get line of sight to. Well, actually, yeah, we could have gotten line of sight to choke if we push. Yeah, if you guys were able to push up. Um, but in general, I think it's okay in hybrid and escorts. Well, in places like this, when the map calls for us going through a choke like this, I think it's okay for us to stay together for a bit until we get out of the choke, and then we can kind of split up. So like here's a perfect, just kind of we're just looking at the map here, a perfect map geometry for what we would like to do, right? We could go one side and Creedy, we could go to the other, just naturally here. So instead of splitting up all the way back in spawn, I think we could have just either all gone left or all gone choke. So I think we'll start that for the future. It's just in the beginning where we can't naturally split up, we'll just stay together for a bit, and then we'll branch off as needed. So that's where, because we can see what went wrong, right? You took damage, so like you could have just said, "Hey, I need healing," and kind of made your way through choke. There is D.Va, so that is a concern, but remember, you being out this fight makes us at the 5v6 at the moment. So that's just a kind of a general thing to remember is that you having to take long flanks or long angles means that you're leaving your team, and anyone that does it, not just Kree, not just anybody that does have to, if they have to walk a long way. Just remember the timing. You want to do something like this before or after fights, but not during a fight because we need you in this instance. So we're effectively fighting a 5v6 here. So, so yeah, so we got because of that we just lose this fight. Alright, so we all go through choke, which is cool. Not sure why Dig just didn't eat that orb. He's not a D.Va player, but the orb slapped him in his face. That's Kree, right? Yeah. So, I like what you're doing. Like here, it's great. I like what you're doing going to the high ground because, so like, so in the future, how this would play out, like they let us do this choke, right? So assuming we had already had this VOD review and we said, hey, we're all gonna go through choke. So we go through choke, and then you see that they let us through choke. Okay, mission one accomplished, right? Point A accomplished in our mission goals. B, Do we have time to get our Kree to high ground? Yeah, maybe. Like we could, if we all agree, hey, let's get our Kree to high ground. Okay. Kree and Diva can go, or I mean, Kree can go by himself, and then Diva can just fly up here. Like assuming we didn't know, like it would be okay if we didn't know that Kree was there. Like that's just something we can just assume. Um, that's just things that happen. But we can say Kree can go to high ground, Diva can meet them. The team as a whole needs to realize, okay, our Kree's not with us. That's one. We're at a 5v6. That's two. 1 plus 2 equals 3. What does that mean? What does that
Play
mean we
slow.
do? Exactly. Exactly, right? So just naturally think that kind of process. Okay, our Kree's in rotation. So Kree and Diva make Kree say, I'm going high ground. All right, we need to play slow then. Like we're not looking to take a fight in a manner of winning, right? We don't want to play in a way that we're looking to win the fight right now. That's going to happen in 5 seconds, right? When our Kree is ready. And so what that would kind of look like if we were to play like that, um, we have statue and we have all this cover, right and left, all this cover. So we would just kind of chill right here. We would kind of chill behind statue. We can go forward and swing a hammer and fire strike a bit, but then when we would drop back and play slow, right? Just playing slow, playing slow, playing slow, not really going all in and going. I know this Ana looks juicy, but remember we are at a 5v6. They have more DPS than we do. Um, they might just kill you before we get a chance to kill that Ana, right? We don't know. So going in aggressive like this, and it's like I don't ever want to like lower the aggression. It's just there's a way to aggress,
Hmm.
and going in because like your movements tell me that you were going in trying to win this fight, right? We're in front of the statue. Our shield health is almost gone already, which is already a signal to back the hell up. And so we use a charge, right? We're in the middle of the enemy team, looking to secure this kill on Ana, right? When we could have just, like, right here should have been the extent of you pressing W, in a sense. Now you can, it's okay to come up, swing, do some damage, then come back, come up, swing, do some damage, come back, but not stay up here and be in the middle of their team looking to secure a kill. Like you're taking space right now as Reinhardt.
Hmm.
And that's generally your job, but that's only your job when we're fighting. So remember, when our Kree flanks, when anyone flanks or anyone is in position or trying to get in position for something, the team plays slow, the team plays safe, we play out of danger. So just try and adopt that methodology. Methodology, good grief. So, yeah. So you did and see, this is why we make this play, get Kree on high ground, right? There is nothing that can stop him and Diva from raining hail on their team right now if we just let them. They have zero ways to win this fight. So, we let Diva, I mean she's feeding at this point. But we aren't in position to like fully capitalize on it. Well, that's not true. Like we are, but I could see that we don't realize that she's feeding, right? She's in the back line, she has half health, and she's Phantom was freezing her, or Lucio was on her, and they all decided to leave poor Ana in the back against Diva. Right? We just kind of fed our Ana to the wolves there. Right? So realizing the threat. If someone is feeding like that, just stop all you're doing and kill that person. Like she's just severely fed her. She boosted in between in the middle of our team, which means she doesn't have boosters for another 3 seconds. So she should die.
Hi guys, sorry for being late.
Hey, dude, what's up?
Hey, Phantom.
So right there, our plan was almost executed really well. We got our EV Creed on high ground. We saw the damage they were doing, but we aggressed too soon, and then we didn't protect our back line. So that's more of, well, so the job should have been the Lucio's to at least keep the D.Va off, but the Mei was right there to also help destroy the D.Va, and both Lucio and Mei just decided to ignore the D.Va. All right, great job. Like, if there's an ult like that, you just move out the way. That's what we're looking for. All right, so we can see, assuming we had this VOD review and we said, hey, we're going to go through choke this time. So we're going through choke. We see that they're not quite letting us through the choke, like easily. So one, we could either choose to go another way, or we could what? What did we say if they weren't going to let us through the choke easily? Like, what was our default plan?
Go to one of the sides.
Well, true, but it was one of the first things we had talked about. Like, if we have our way that we're running our comp, right? We have our neutral ground. We want to split off, but since we can't yet, what do we do?
Stick together.
Yeah, just stick together, right? So in this, we just fight this right here. At this point, like we don't have the option to execute our plan, so we still just fight together. So yeah, that's what we would do here. We could like choose to go to another side if we wanted to. Here, yeah, we just fight this choke. This is all right. So this is a bit tough for our Rhine because why? Look at their heroes. What do we know Reinhardt hates?
Shield pressure.
Right, and they've got tons of it. They've got Orisa, they've got Kree, and they've got Hanzo. Right, they've got all the shield pressure they need to make our Ryan's life uncomfortable. Which, as you can see here, shield's about to shatter. So a couple things we could do, and this is just shield health, and this is something you'll need to learn, Laverne. That's just as part of your comms and tank. Part of your comms is to path, meaning tell the team where you're going, where we should go, where we're going, etc. So your shield health is like you had to shield us to get through this choke. They put shield pressure. Um, where do you think the team should go at the moment so we can uh, continue our journey into their face?
I mean, we could go to the left into the building.
Right. Yep. That's a perfect idea, right? We could just straight up go over here. So you can regain your shield health and we can continue, right? Because what's going to happen if we go in here, assuming D.Va's not there, what's going to happen? I mean, if D.Va stays there, she dies. But assuming we successfully make that left turn and go into the building, what might they do?
They're gonna turn to face that door, and then if we leave our Kree D.Va right where we enter, that gives them the off angle.
Yeah, it's
Shoot on the
possible.
side.
That's not a bad plan. Like if you were to call that, that's something that would be totally fine with the team doing. Um, what else? Well, let's start. What is their comp like to do? It's something
Sit.
we always need to figure
Don't
out.
move.
Right. And so that's what they like to do. What do they hate?
Having to move.
Right. What else do they hate? Like you're having to move so let me ask this. What would force them to move? Or maybe
Us
want to
changing
move?
angle.
Yeah, right. Changing angles and what? What else? What is our comp really good at doing?
Close range.
Right. You think Orisa likes being close range to anybody?
Nope.
That's why she has guns and that's why she has halt to get people away from her, right? So if we go in here, we're 2 steps away from her. What do you think she's going to probably want to do when she sees us go here? Right, back up. She's going to probably back up around here somewhere, right? So simply by walking through this choke and taking this left door, we freed up this area, and now we get to do what we want to do, which is now we can just rotate back here and get our Kree on high ground if we want to, and start that whole again, start the whole thing over again. All right. So it's looking for ways to accomplish what we want to do. Right. We have this game plan. We need to figure out how we want to how we can accomplish it. First, you got to figure out, is it even possible to accomplish it, right? Nine times out of 10 it is, but will be times where, man, they're just not letting us do it. We need to change methodologies here. But there's generally a way you can get to accomplishing your game plan here. So always remember what we're trying to do. They're set up in a position initially where we can't do it, right? We've now established that if we go through a choke, if we can't just straight up walk through choke and execute our plan, we need to figure out how to do it, right? And pathing is a really good way to do that. So, pathing in here gives us 100% immunity to damage because they can't shoot through these walls yet. So, we would be 2 steps away, and we have a Lucio, so we could just speed boost onto them if we could, right? Realize that they don't have a Lucio, so we could just speed onto them if they decide not to move and they die. That's also an option.
So at this option right here, since that Hanzo's to the left by himself, couldn't we just speed onto the Hanzo, then go to the right inside to drop on top of him?
Oh yeah, you could. Yep. If you see a lone person like here, right here, and you see on their team that they don't have a Lucio, hell yeah, 100%. Like if the other team doesn't have a Lucio, speed will win you the game every time. Speed is broken.
Okay.
If they try and separate at all, and we have a Lucio and they don't, or even recognize that the Lucio is nowhere near that solo person, speed onto them every time, especially with the Reinhardt comp.
All right. Cool.
That's a free 6v5. Yeah, I mean that's so yeah, great eye seeing that. I was just focusing on the fact that they have shield break. Our Reinhardt shield is getting low already, about half, right? So we need to get used to making padding calls and realizing that okay, they're holding choke. We can't really get through choke easily, right? They're just set up to not let us in through this choke. So we either like they're not letting us through choke, and so we can't execute our plan. So we need to figure out how to execute our plan. And pathing and going to the left, or pathing and going somewhere where they can't shoot us so we can regen shield is one way, and forcing them to move. Or yeah, I mean if they make this is a mistake that they're making. Like their Kree is vulnerable, their Hanzo is very vulnerable, their Ana's throwing, and their Diva's throwing. So all of those are very good options to just take on, right? So yeah, if you see a team like this, just speed on to them. They can't do anything about it. Technically we have Diva. She eats every single one of their abilities except for Moira. Hanzo projectile. Kree shoots a projectile, hits Gambit. He shoots a bullet which she can eat. Diva eats Orissa's gun. Diva eats Ana's gun. Diva eats Diva's gun. So realistically, if our Diva's good and notices that, you guys take next to no damage while you guys murder somebody for 2 seconds, right? So we have our comp is really good against their comp right now, comp wise. But yeah, just take away. Okay, shield break, can't get through. How do we get through? Right, and pathing is what you generally want to do about it. Yeah, so that was just us not making a not making a decision on what we didn't have a plan on what we were doing. So two groups did two different things. Right? Everyone needs to be on the same page. That's why making a plan before every fight is important. If the team is on the same page, good things happen. So same thing. They're set up in choke. Like, all right, Phantom, you know this. Don't peek. They have a Hanzo, dude. Don't peek.
Yeah.
They have a Hanzo, and you almost die here. And you force your own cooldown there. And now our Ryan's forced to waste his shield way earlier than he has to. cool. I think remember he called, hey, my shield's low, so we back up, which is great. We almost. I mean, Dig should have been DMing, but you could have also maybe rolled away as well. But the idea was, what I like is that we called that we should. Ryan said, hey, if shield's low, so we kind of back up. So that's what you're looking for, right? Listening to your Ryan, because he like whatever people say goes, right? You want to listen to the information that's being taken in, right? If your Ryan says something like someone's low, or like my shield's low, that means something, all right? You need to react to that call. Certain people, when they say certain comments, it means certain things. If a DPS calls out someone's low, you need to freaking honor that call, right? Because the DPS would know if someone's low, because they did the damage, right? If the Ana says slow down, we're critical health, don't aggress, you need to listen to that versus like, the McCree saying that, right? It's you hear it and it's true, but if the support says it, it's really freaking true, right? So some things just ring louder when it comes from certain heroes' mouths. Round 5. All right. Bit of the same thing. They're in choke again. Not as strongly this time because the Kree wanted to rotate to high ground. I mean, smart of him. That's not, it's not a terrible thing. All right, Ryan shield gets low. Hey, we back up a bit. That's cool. That's exactly what we do. Let Ryan get his shield back. We get anti, unfortunate, but that's fine. They can't do anything. There we go. All right. Did you call you're going there, Nox? To your left?
I don't think so.
Okay. Yeah, just let your diva know. That's all right.
Yeah.
It's all good. So yeah, she ends up winning that duel. That's cool. That's okay. Heck of a wall. Yeah, that's a great wall. That wall probably wins us this fight, actually. That's a heck of a wall. You got some really good walls when I rewatch these maps. Yeah. One thing I don't know if you know, Laverne, but Shatter, if Orisa's fortifying, a Shatter won't knock her down.
Mm-hmm.
And it blocks anything behind her as well. So it just chops the Shatter in
Yep.
her path. Okay. Cool. Yeah, see how annoying their Kree is? Because he's on high ground? We can't do anything about him. I mean, Diva can. I'm not sure. He doesn't care, but... and then he drops. That's the power of Kree on high ground. Like, their Diva could be doing the same thing. Their Diva could be escorting their Kree constantly. And we would have a heck of a time knocking him off this high ground. We actually wouldn't be able to dislodge him off this high ground, actually, with just our Diva and Kree. Like, we would have to somehow make it up through all of this safely, and then it'd just be a duel to the death between the Diva and Krees. Which is fine. If we feel like our Diva and Kree can outduel them, go ahead. But we see how annoying he is. We can't really do anything about him. Why'd you turn back, Phantom?
I saw Laverne going on the other side, and I wanted to stick close to him. But as soon as I changed my mind, I thought the Diva Bomb were gonna go on the other side instead
Okay.
of stopping right there.
Alright, fair enough. So I do like that you're keeping in mind that, you're supposed to be sticking to your Reinhardt, But always remember that there's no rule that's 100% that you stick with it. You know, there's definitely the cases where it's okay to split for a little bit, and this is definitely one of them. Yeah, but it's okay to misjudge a Diva Bomb. I get it. I'm not mad about that at all. Um,
Yeah,
yeah,
I
so
totally did not see that the McCree had dropped. Otherwise, I would have went around.
yeah, it's all good. Yeah. Yeah, my thing. Hey, I would just say, yeah, it's okay in most instances to stick like with to leave your Reinhardt if you need to. I would say I don't think you had to in this instance though. Like he was going like you could have followed your Reinhardt now, right? If you wanted to really stick with him. You know, you're still walking away from him. You saw your Reinhardt turn. You know, if you really were saying you want to stick with him, then you would have been on his tail right now.
Yeah.
But I mean, I do like that you're keeping the that thought in your head because that is, that's definitely your job, and you did it really well, actually. You did it really well all night. And this is not really like this is just us winning the brawl. So nothing really here. Except for some sick Ana play. No, Ana was terrible. I am so rusty. All right, so cool. So beginning of every fight, what should we be thinking? Like we you should we want to execute our neutral. Besides the not that y'all calling our alt tracking stuff, we should be doing that. But also, we should be seeing how to implement our neutral, which is our regular game plan. How do we plan on winning this fight by just virtue of our comp and what are we practicing, right? So with taking what could we do and how and trying to implement our comp with point B, and not only with point B but where they are.
Take the high ground.
Yeah, high ground's pretty nice, right? Why can we take high ground?
We've got Ana, McCree. They like the high ground.
They do.
And I mean, we're above them, so that gives us more cover from them.
Well, that's why we want high ground. Why can't we take it?
Because they don't have anyone to contest us.
Exactly, right? They have no one. Give me more specifics, though. Why do you say that they have no one that can contest us?
I mean, they've got Diva and Doom, but Doom's they're both gonna have to use their abilities to get up to us.
They just switched onto a Pharah as well, so.
True. I mean, all those are true, and all those you need to recognize. I mean, and Farah actually hurts us, right? She can contest high ground. But what's the difference between what you see right now and point A?
The majority of this is high ground. Like, you can get everywhere if you have that, rather than taking the long rotations on the ground.
Okay, true. What were they doing on point A that stopped us from employing our game plan?
They were using long range.
I mean, that's true, but they still are in a sense. Like they do have Orisa and they do have Pharah. What else were they doing? What forced us to alter how we engage in certain spots on maps?
The way they're positioned.
Exactly. Where are they positioned
Point A?
right now?
Oh, right now. Most of them's positioned on low ground.
And
Around corner.
yeah, away from the choke, right? They're letting us. So remember, can we right now employ our strategy? Yeah. because they're giving us this choke. So we have free reign to just walk onto the high ground. You'll see a lot of like Overwatch League teams, sometimes they'll just straight up hold right here because they don't want to give the enemy team this, all right? So, but they're giving it to us. That we like that. We love that actually. So our D.Va and Kree are free to go up there if they so choose. Here I would probably say like, I mean, Ana would love it. Ana can probably go over there when the carts go up there when the carts like around here, but right now she has to babysit cart. You guys need Lucio with you, so that is why Ana probably wouldn't go to the high ground at this moment. But yeah, they're look at their position. They're giving us this choke. So always think we would need to figure out how to employ our strategy. Our guys. I mean, if we can, Kree off like one Kree off angles, and then the bonus is can he get high ground? Hey, he can get high ground. All right, so let's go for it. And it's Pharah. Kree is okay with high ground against Pharah because one, he has D.Va to DM some of the rockets. Two, Pharah's in open space, so you know a Kree likes Pharah's in open spaces. See, I like. So why did you stay right here, Laverne? And Phantom. Why did you guys push up?
I think we push up past their shield.
Well, right now, what like you guys waited.
We're waiting for Nox and Dig to rotate.
Are
where
you
they need to be.
really? Or did you just know that's what I wanted you to say?
No, I looked at the screen. I saw him going up the stairs.
Nice.
And as far as I was staying behind him, so
Hey, that's all right.
I'm not Ryan, and I learned that the hard way.
You just want to stare at Ryan's butt. But yeah, great job. We waited on Nox and D.Va to go because if you guys were to take that fight, you guys probably still would have won because they just had Orisa, Moira, Ana. So you guys, three of you probably could have taken them. But yeah, because we killed Pharah already. Not sure why she decided to engage on us by herself, but you know, whatever. But yeah, you guys know that you're at a 4v whatever if you guys engage, so you waited. That's awesome. That's the kind of discipline you need. That's gonna stop the fight where we just walk in and just die because we're not realizing that we don't have our team with us. And this is the same thing, right? When they're rotating, they're essentially dead because they're not doing anything in the fight. So it's 4v6. And you guys waited, and now their D.Va Kree have high ground. There's no way their D.Va can stay on this high ground. She's going to be forced to leave because Nox is shooting her in the butt. And see, like this is perfect, right? Look, they're bullying people off of high ground. They can't contest our D.Va and Kree on high ground. So that's how it's supposed to look. And this is me and Lux's just normal Ana Lucio play. I love it. Yeah, dude, get out of here. And that's what Lucio's job is, to protect Ana, right? I call Doom was on me, he immediately peels for me. And we end up killing Doomfist. You guys wanted this guy dead, didn't you? Oh man. I was like, I looked on high ground. Wait, D.Va and Kree aren't there. Oh, they're chasing Soldier. I like it. I'm okay with it. No, if you guys see someone that's free, kill him. Yep, I like it. All right, that play was perfect. That's how it, that's how it should look every time. We waited for D.Va and Kree to get advantage. We saw that they couldn't contest high ground because D.Va and Kree is just too much. They would have to send more people, which means we have a better ground presence. If they want, like, if they really want to create D.Va off high ground, they have to do it with multiple people. Our low ground team gets stronger because of that, and we have Mei, which kind of just lets us win the low ground. So we like that. That's what we're wanting. We're wanting them to have to expend extra resources to knock out our D.Va and Kree on the high ground. If they're going to try and contest it at all, and then that allows our low ground team to be even stronger. Or they leave our D.Va and Kree alone on the flank or high ground, and They get shot from above. Alright, so yeah, I know. Remember you saying your shield was gone after that diva bomb? You could have just backed up around the corner right here
Mhm.
and allowed me to heal you here. But it's all good. Um, did so you called out your shield was low. Alright, so you do have wall, right? When your Reinhardt shield is low, right, and or gone in this case because of diva bomb, right? You should be thinking protect Reinhardt at all costs. You know, this is defend Reinhardt mode, and this is everybody. Like you can't let Rein die in these fights. Just general, you just can't let your main tank die. He is of the utmost importance, just like support. Reinhardt is of the utmost importance. So you have wall up, right? And that's just not realizing the situation. Like, did you know he was low inside left, Phantom?
I knew he was left. I just didn't know that he was low.
Okay, yeah. So that's just communication. So let's figure out. Um, I don't know. I don't know how the conversation should go, but just know, like Laverne, just know if you're in trouble, you expect May to help bail you out, as well as your support, right? Just make sure you communicate that effectively. Don't
I
be
mean, I shouldn't have been in that situation to begin with. I should have just backed up instead of ducking in.
true. There's always, I mean, every match, there's always going to be situations we shouldn't be in, but we also need to realize, we also need to learn how to deal with those situations. That's what that's one of the things that separate the good teams from the great teams. Is okay, we're in a really crappy situation. How do we get out of it? And this would have been a place where okay, we need to protect Ryan. He's in the situation like we get him out. That's why Lucio drops beats when he doesn't want to because Ryan gets low, and Ana nanos Ryan when she doesn't want to because he's low. Things happen simply because things happen, and we got to figure out, hey, we've got to roll with the punches, and this is a roll with the punches situation. So we need to be just as good as this in the hectic fights, um, just like we need to be good in the organized fights. And this is when it gets hectic, something unexpected. Like we don't plan for Ryan's shield to die, but sometimes it happens because he has to defend a diva bomb that does 1,000 points of damage. That's just the part of being a Reinhardt. And so when this happens, what do? Well, we do have another shield in Maywall. So I would have expected you to have looked to see what threats there are to Ryan and wall them off. Just like if Ryan gets shattered, because like if Ryan gets shattered, generally May has like half a second more to react to the shatter than Ryan does because she should be behind him, so she can ice block and not get shattered, and then she can throw a May wall up right in front of Ryan, right? Things like that. Those are the defensive maneuvers you need to be prepared to do as May, and to protect your Ryan. And here, like if your Ryan says he's low, your thought process changes. Like, okay, I'm in defensive mode. Who can kill my Ryan? I need to wall them off. 9 times out of 10, just throwing a May wall right in front of your Ryan will work. Like if you have the default to that, so just wall your Ryan off. All right, do what every quick play Ryan hates, and that's wall them off. But do it to your Ryan. That'll save him from damage. Like if you were to realize that and walled him off, he wouldn't have gotten dashed through by Genji here. So just knowing responsibilities. We're here to my Ryan says he's low. I now have to switch my thinking. And so now they have all damage coming into us. Because we have a shield, we don't have a shield, and they do. So they're just winning the DPS war here. All right, we're able to bring it back one. So now, when you're ranked, like generally, it was early in the fight, right? We lost one. What would we usually do?
Back up.
Right. So we could talk about backing up. But what happens here? We've killed Genji, and we also demag Diva. What does that mean?
We are up one.
That does mean we are up one. What are some things we could do in this situation?
Contest the point
Mm-hmm.
or push.
Mm-hmm. What else? One more.
Recontest high ground.
I mean, sure. That's not what I'm looking for, though.
Back up a second, because I'm going to be back in a short time.
Yeah, right. So we got what are these kind of kills called when you're retreating? Exit kills, right? They're exit kills. What does that mean? What do exit kills mean in the game of Overwatch as far as strategy?
We'll have the advantage.
Hmm They're going to
Tempo shift.
yeah. They're going to be the last person that died isn't going to be back before the first person of ours that died. We're going to be at 6 before they're at 6, and at this point, we're going to be 6 before they're 5. So we could just straight up back up now. Like we got 2 exit kills. Heck yeah. That means in about 3 seconds, we've got a fight win automatically. Um, our Lucio, I remember him. He beats and says go. That's also an option. Like we can, like you said, push. That's fine. We can push. We killed 2. Probably wouldn't have wanted to waste an ult here, but it's fine. If you're going to blow ults to like win a possibly already won fight, a support ult is what you want to do. So, but yeah, we aggress hard. Like it's a great call. We also could have waited for Orion as well, and we could have waited for Orion, maybe saved an ult. So that's probably the advantage of that. Is we probably would have saved an ult there, but that's fine. Like both calls are fine. And like this was, so why did you guys push up there?
It was a 2v whatever. They were just rushing out of spawn without regrouping.
Yeah, no, that's the perfect answer, and that's the perfect call. Like you guys are up, they're just running out of spawn. We are still a full 6. Well, we know we just killed some people. They're staggering, so we should win this. Where is Soldier? Right there. Oh, it's right there. Okay. Unlucky. Okay. So I would like if the situation were to present itself, that was exactly the right call, and I would say do it again. We just let a nano ulting soldier get through our Rhine shield, and he tech visored our Kree down. Just happens. Just need to be aware of. Let's see what could we done? He's low, and he gets nanoed here. Yeah. He had low DM. So like this is where it gets technical. Like this is just where skill comes in, and awareness. Knowing that the nano soldier got through our shield, he should be DM'd, and everyone should be focusing him immediately. The DM would have lasted like half a second, so it still would have been tight. There's not too much more we could have done besides just not let this happen. Oh, and Bongo. Okay. A nano, so he's got 100% damage boost right now. Holy crap. That's scary. Because Bongo adds 50% damage boost to everybody. And then Nano adds 50% damage boost to the person. So he's got 100% damage boost right now. Yeah. Yeah. A bit unlucky, but that's just a skill gap, and I don't care about those. I would rather lose just because we make minor skill mistakes versus making the major mistakes. So I'm okay with that. It was totally the right call. 100% the right call. All right. So what should we be thinking here? All right. Given what we see on the screen, what is our objective? Well, besides what we see
Wait.
on the screen, what's our objective?
Wait
Get to cart.
for-
You
No.
got 30 seconds left.
Nah, what's our objective? What do we want to do?
Wait for 6 to go in as a team.
That's true. Yes. But what else? What is our neutral?
Are we trying to get to high ground?
We could. That's our neutral is what? One, get our Kree and Diva off angling. Bonus round, bonus points is if can we get the high ground. Those are the two conditions that you would. The first one you have to satisfy, if possible. Second one, what we would like to satisfy. So, can we, like, what are the conditions for when we can or cannot do the first part? Off angle or Kree and Diva. What happened on point A?
They just like
They
won't
were-
let us do it.
Yeah,
Right.
they were holding choke.
Right. Are they holding choke here?
Yes, in a sense.
Nah, they aren't holding choke. They can't see us.
Oh.
They can't even see us. They aren't holding choke.
We could just go left.
We could, right? We could just go left and go right to cart and they couldn't do anything about it. We could do that. That would be probably the best thing to do if we see them holding here because, and this is just a lesson in objective. You play where the objective forces you to play. So there are times where, what's the difference between now, like them playing on this high ground where the cart is right now versus if the cart was right here? What's the difference?
They can let us touch it if we're at the beginning, but they've got to be able to contest it at the end.
That's true. And what do we have to do?
We've got to travel farther.
Well, if the cart was hut choke, what do we have to do? How do you win the game? Got to move cart, right?
Yes.
So the objective being right here means that we have to play right here. Objective being over here means we don't have to play right here. So them holding right here, if cart was right here, is better because we can't make a rotation all around here because it serves no purpose. We have to, if we want to win this game, get the cart, move cart from here. But them holding right here is idiotic, like Nox said, because we could just go this way now. Objective is over here. They're holding here. Something about that math doesn't add up, and they didn't realize that. Neither did we, but I didn't either. Like I didn't think about it either. But looking at it now, it's like obvious. We didn't. What they're doing doesn't even. We don't care. We can just run past them. Especially since we have Lucio and they don't. We can just run past them. We don't care what they do. So them holding right here is idiotic. Now that's the best case scenario. We want to. Thank you. We want to do our neutral, right? Get our Kree and Diva somewhere. Angling, and then bonus points high ground. That's fine. We can opt to take this high ground from them, which is what we do. Because that's what we want. There's nothing wrong with that. So why don't we off angle? Why don't we off angle here? We said they let us do choke, and we can off angle. That we can, but why can't we off? Why don't we off angle here?
We don't know where they are yet.
That's a good point. We really don't. What else? Where could we off angle from?
We can off angle from main.
Yeah, right. We can off angle from main. Do we want to do that?
Not really. The
What?
Orisa shield is helping their squishies.
Yeah, right. What's the advantage that we're trying to get on high ground? What have I said in the past that high ground allows us to do?
Get over shield.
Yeah, it does the same. Off angling does the same thing as high ground does. It just gets you around the shield. So that's why you off angle. But on high ground, you don't have to off angle because you're on top of them. So you can just stay in their straight line of sight, but you can still shoot them because you're now on top of them shooting above their shield. So off angling and high ground do the same thing. But yeah, we could off angle. We could do our strat and have our Orisa D.Va go over here. I can't really do anything. If the team is playing smart, they could just hide behind the shield and nothing would happen. Um, so what's our only other option? Besides the just run past them part. What are our two ways of approaching a fight that we said earlier?
Off angle and
Sticking together.
Correct. Right. So it's only A and B. We've taken off the off angling part, so what's left?
Stay together.
Yeah, stay together, right? Which is what we do. But what I want you guys to realize is we need to start getting into that thought pattern. We can't just do things because our main tank is walking a certain way, right? We need to have these reasons why we're doing things because that's going to make fights and actions become much cleaner because we have the same objective. Right now, I guarantee you, even me, are just going this way simply because we said let's go high ground, but none of us computed why, right? And we just walked through the reason as to why. We can't off angle because we'd be on low ground. We want high ground, so the only way we can do that is to all stick together and get this high ground from them. And like Knox pointed out earlier, we could just the smartest thing to do would just be to walk around them. But we go high ground, which is what we should do eventually. Yeah, right here. And then we just pull off some epic plays. Yeah, that's what we like to see. Alright, so new fight. What are we trying to do with each fight? What are we trying to do each fight? What are our goals?
Push cart.
What are the goals of our comp? What's our strategy? What's our neutral?
Off angling.
Mm-hmm. Can we figure out a way how to do it?
yes.
Cool. Do we do it right here? As
No.
in, like, should we?
We should, yeah.
Why?
Because they're still coming out of doorway and we could off angle near steps on the left side.
Is there a reason to?
Not at the moment. She hasn't dropped her shield.
Well, she has. It's behind us. But,
Oh yeah, that's
Oh, I didn't even see a shield. I mean, we can walk past it, so I mean, no.
yeah, right. We can just straight up walk past her shield. And there's only 3/4 of them here as well. You heard me?
Yes.
So yeah, just run into the face at this point. Which we do. So good job. But what I want, I just want us to start processing like why we're doing things and not just turning on the game and playing, but processing why we're doing what we're doing. All right. So we get free fight. Unlucky our Kree died. Actually, was it unlucky? Did you tell Dave you're going here? I don't remember.
No, I don't remember either.
Okay. Yeah, just let her know you're doing these things. Remember, Overwatch is not a game you want to play fair. Never play fair. Always play dirty. It's okay to have your diva come with you and take this 2v1. You should have your diva come with you and take this 2v1. Don't play fair. Don't take honor duels. Cheat every time. Be dirty. Be a dirty scumbag. Alright. So we get a free fight win because they staggered. So we should be thinking next phase, right? What's our neutral?
Off angling.
Yep. Can we do it?
Yep.
Why?
Because they're all respawning.
Yeah, they can't stop us, right? They physically can't stop us. They could have 6-0s right now and can't stop us because they're dead. So yeah, we can certainly off angle, alright? Our Kree and Diva can go left, and they can just hang out. They can just hang out to the left. Ana can see them. All would be glorious because they would have to choose: do we want to fight this Diva Kree, or do we fight main? Alright? And it's not it doesn't have to be a massive flank. It's just a tiny off angle, but it's enough. They have to turn their attention one way or the other. Any questions?
Nope.
Not at the moment.
Does it make sense?
Yes.
Cool. Screw you, replay viewer.
Ah, shit. This was fun.
It was, wasn't it? Look at our Reinhardt go. Alright. So, same thing we said at the beginning of the last one. We said, well, when could we off angle or stay together? What was like the defining factor of when we would choose between the two?
When we knew where they were.
To an extent. What else? If they stopped us, right?
Mm-hmm.
On control points, that's physically impossible to do because no one team can make it to the point, like make it to a certain area before the other, like generally, like excluding Lucio's, just because they both start from spawn at the same time. So we can do this strategy if we so choose. I would say it is okay. Just depends. I would say it's okay. Like this is fine. I would say if we were to see this, something like this, we need to realize like it's okay to realize, hey, their whole team's in front of us. Back up. You know, just run. I would say call it, and then the rest of the core can pinch at them from the side, right? So while they're chasing you, we're chasing their back line. And so they have to then choose, right? If we were to speed boost onto them now, we would meet their support line. And so you guys, then that would secure the idea of us off angling or of us off angling, and then they would have to choose which one are they wanting to do. Now, I would say this is just terrible because they have a Lucio, so they would just speed onto you guys right now, probably, and then just kill you too. So I would say, I'm thinking for now, let's just always default on control points to just stay together. I think we stay together and then work our way off to off angles. I think that's going to be a lot safer. Because even with us calling and seeing this, they would still reach you guys before we get to them. So yeah, let's just stay together and then weasel your way into an off angling position if you can. Sound good?
Yes.
Knox.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So yeah, our Diva's dead. Our Lucio is there, but I think he's just there simply because he's Lucio, and he just neither is a threat. I don't think he was really comprehending that, oh, Diva's gone, I need to be over to help our Kree. But our Lucio players listening to this, you help your Kree when Diva is gone. Alright, so here, what are we trying to do? What's our neutral?
Off angle.
Off angle.
Yeah, can we do it?
Yes.
Yes.
How?
Left.
We could. Certainly could. What would that mean for our core?
We
It's
gotta
weaker.
sit.
Sit, play slow, don't look to win the fight right now. Alright? So yeah, our Diva and Kree could go left, and they could take the long way right if they really wanted to. That's acceptable as well if they so choose. I would even ask, hey Lucio, can you? Well, no, I wouldn't ask Lucio to go because then they could speed on to us without our Lucio there. So yeah, Lucio should stay with the core. But yeah, we could do it, and we could also choose to fight as a group here as well. So we have like we have our neutral that we want to play, but it's okay to, like in some instances, if you realize, hey, staying together would just be better right now, you have the liberty to do that. When would you maybe make that call? Might be a bit of a toughie. You know the answer, but you may not recognize you know the answer.
Oh wait, what was the question again?
When might you make the call to not play our normal neutral game here and just stay together? And not here, but anytime. That's true.
We-
That's like the default. Like when they're not letting us do choke, then yes, we do that. But what else?
If
When they're
one of
using
their
alts.
Sure. What else?
people are down and we can just outbrawl them.
That's what I was mostly looking for. Yeah. When our comp, like that's great as well. Like, when we're down or when we're up one, no need to even play risky, right? Just win the fight. We can just out damage them at that point. Because we have one more person than they do. So just win the fight and play safe and don't do anything rash. So that's cool. That's also a thing. But the main word is brawl. Maybe they're playing, I don't know, Trace or Genji. So we don't need an off angle because we can just wreck their tank's face because Tracer Genji does no damage compared to Kree Mei. Right? So they're playing as flanky comp. Yeah, we just play death ball. Just play together and just run into them. So yeah, that would be a reason why, and for every reason that you guys also said, but this would also be a reason why we would just not player neutral because hey, we don't have to. We can just play them straight up and just out DPS them. Alright, so they have a Mei. Need to realize this. That means our Ryan's going to be getting split off a lot. So 1, we need to be calling speed boost with our Lucio. 2, Mei. Your job is to save Ryan when he gets in trouble. So you try here. This was good. You split off their team. At least their Ana. Yeah, no, I'm cool with that. That's just you, Laverne, not getting the counter charge.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, but yeah, that was a good wall. You split their tank off just like they split ours off. So yeah, good Mei wall there. Like your job is to protect Ryan, but you can only do so much, right? So.
Yeah.
I tried to counter that to try to get their Ryan as well.
Yeah, I mean, we did. Like, you're free to secure the kill on the Rhine. But now, our Diva kind of threw shifting into a Mei, which you just can't do. So, like, if our Diva doesn't shift into Mei there, our Lucio goes funny Astro on their Lucio and assassinates the other Lucio. So we're technically up 1. Up 2. Who else died? Oh, Mei. Okay, yeah. So we're even right now, actually. And we got the last kill, right? What does that mean for us?
We'll be back faster than they will.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So if our Diva didn't throw here, we would have been just fine in this fight. But she threw. Threw pretty hard. Alright. So we are back with 5.5. We can choose to brawl here. Kree can stay with the Rhine, or we can off angle. That's a choice, right? We have the ability to do that. We have open space left and right of us. So Kree, that's just, you know, your call. Just let the team know what you're doing. Who would be with you in this instance if you were to off angle?
Lucio.
Yep. And feel free to call him. Like if he forgets his job, say, "Hey, Lucio, come with me," right? And tell him where you're going, and he should escort you. So just know that, and also just know when you have a Lucio, you can't play like you're going to have an occasional DM. So just play slightly safer, like maybe tighter around corners, because he can heal you, but you know it's slow. But Diva's there for the DM. You can sit there in the middle of the open and take shots if Diva's DMing you, and so you can take more careful shots when Diva's around. Is the idea. But you can't with Lucio. You can get to your destination faster, and you get heals, but you can't take too many shots. So just your play style should slightly vary when you have a Lucio versus Diva. So yeah, her Mei's back. She's going to Rhine. Perfect. I like your off-angling Kree. Like, this formation is great. Our Lucio is the one that's out of position here. Just, he should be with Kree. But yeah, like, this is fine. You know, this is the formation we want. Yeah. And you go back with Grind, that's not a bad thing at all. You know, it's not like just you don't have to just stay off angling if you don't feel like. You're free to go out of off angle and not. But I would like to. Was this just you felt threatened, or
I think
why
a
would you go
couple
back?
people looked at me. I'm not
Okay.
sure.
Okay. I would
Or
say, yeah, go
wanted
ahead.
to peel for our Ryan.
Okay. That's not wrong. I'm not gonna say that's wrong at all. I would just say, just know your value when you're off angling. The fact that you off angling and getting all that damage does create the same kind of pressure versus being behind like it does create. Well, it creates a different kind of pressure, right? You get like they have to. It's kind of like if you're a widow, right? If they come across, well, like if we were playing Lijiang University and we have Hanzo going to the top left and our team on the point, right? They have to, and we had talked about, hey, starting up front, then backing up to another point, then backing up even farther behind the point, and what that does is that has them have to cross this big old plain with the Hanzo headshot shooting at them. Kind of the same here, right? You staying over here and shooting them from a distance, it still creates a decent amount of pressure, So just think like your value is still really good without you having to be behind a Rhine. Like you're peeling for your Rhine just in a different way. You're peeling for your Rhine by creating pressure. Their supports and their free DPS don't want to see a Kree in open area. Um, that's really dangerous for them. So you're still peeling if you're sitting over here. So I'm not going to say, sometimes going back to your Rhine is fine, isn't like is right or wrong. Like it is fine. I would say just recognize that your value, you're still getting value even though you're not by your Rhine. So I would just get confident in the fact that you're still doing your job, even being miles away from your Rhine. As long as you're getting value, you're more than likely doing fine. One thing we haven't talked about, and it's just kind of just came up for the first time. What else did we talk about? Like on the Overwatch League VOD review about peeling for our Rhine, helping our Rhine out.
May left click,
That's true.
or
And
more specifically me.
well, what can you do right now?
I could be off angling.
And doing what?
Relieving pressure off the front line.
Yeah,
High noon.
Attacking their May.
exactly. High noon, right? Defensive ult.
Oh,
High noon is the defensive ult. It's the support ult.
Mhm.
It peels for your Rhine great, right? If you high noon, they have to stop attacking Rhine or they die. They actually die if they attack their Rhine, if they attack your Rhine right now. That's pretty good peel. Um,
but then they would have either May walled or DM'd it.
sure,
Oh no, I guess they
but
wouldn't
that's,
DM it. But
I mean, she could try. Like, it's if you can time the high noon, yeah, you can DM it. If you know he can't release it within a certain amount of time and then fly to his face where his high noon is going to go off in 2 seconds and your DM lasts for 2 seconds, yeah, you can just eat it then. Um, but yeah, like, I don't know. I mean, she might have wall. She doesn't have wall. She can't wall you off. That's 3 seconds that your Rhine has to let this anti wear off so I can heal him because anti lasts 4 seconds. So that's 3 seconds, and I don't know how long the anti's been there. But who knows? Maybe it has 1 second left. So you high noon, she can't wall you off for 3 seconds. His anti wears off, I get to heal him up. He survives. Or if they attack him, they kill him and you team wipe them. Or they have to defend and May, Lucio, D.Va kill this D.Va, right? A lot of it's good because good teams will just wall you off here and they can carry out their business. But that's also a thing. Hey, did I see them use Maywall within the last X amount of seconds? All right, I got a free high noon here because they can't wall me off, kind of deal. That's what we talk about game sense. Just knowing your counters, always looking at the enemy roster and just going, hey, who's my counter, right? What do I need? What are some things that I need to be paying extra attention to? And in this meta, May wall is big for Kree because yeah, she can just wall off high noon. But so that's just pointing that out that that's what you could have done here as well. Off angling, could have stayed off angling and could have high nooned here, and that more than likely would have. We don't know what could have happened. Like I'm not going to say it would have won us the fight. Things do look really bad right now. We got a low Ryan and a low May who are both anti, so they can't get healed and they're being pummeled right now. So who knows? Like I don't know, but that's just something you could have done. Same for if May had her ult, that's something she could have done. If Dig had his ult, that's something he could have done. Anyone who has what we've talked about, a zoning or defensive ult, could have done something to save our Ryan here. So like it's not just you, it's just in principle, that's what we could have done. So we're down D.Va, we're waiting, good. That's great. Great discipline. And so one thing to look out for, Laverne, when you're looking at the enemy front line and you know they have a May, if you don't see their May, know that she's probably waiting for a wall. So again, looking at your counters, right? Looking at people who are a danger to you. May is definitely one of those people that are a danger to Ryan. So yeah, you need to be on the lookout for. Everyone does, but we just need to be careful and we can call, okay, we're speed boosting in 3, 2, 1, go. Right, and we all go through at the same time. So she gets a bad May wall, so we kind of just get to go in for free. Great. I hope the team sees this. This is throwing. This is what we call throwing. She's next to a Kree. She's next to a Mei. She's next to a Lucio. She's in front of an Ana. She's in front of a D.Va. That forces a defensive ball from Lucio. Fantastic. We like that. Because now we have a free Mei ult. Right? Something we need to be thinking about. Oh, what do they have again? Phantom, this is where, you got to be looking out for your counters. Lucio, Zenyatta, they're all counters to your ult. D.Va, Sigma, they're all counters to your ult. So you need to, when they're on the field, you need to be paying extra attention, right, to what's going on with those characters. We see that Lucio beat. Oh, I have a free Mei ult here. They can't stop it. If I get it off, they die. So just be extra aware. All right, cool. I like it. We choose off-angle role right off the bat. I like it. I think, we can choose to stay as a team or just off-angle immediately. You can I like it here because you'll see from a distance on this map whether the team is where they're at versus Sanctuary. You really can't. Like if they're going to the left, you can't really see them, but here you can kind of just scout pretty easily. Because if, we have a D.Va and Lucio that can just kind of fly up to high ground and see where they're at. So you would have pretty advanced notice here, so you guys could just mosey on back to the team. So I'm cool with it here for sure. Alright, so we try and get a Mei while we miss, that's cool. But alright, D.Va flies in on the Ana. Lucio should be coming back to help me. He does. So their Rhine, their Mei just gets a Mei wall on us. Yeah, she just gets an excellent Mei wall. So unfortunate. So yeah, I would say Laverne, when you're facing a Mei, you want to be looking at places in the map geometry where you don't want to be. And that's anywhere where if they Mei wall, you'll get cut off from your team. Right? So this is kind of a spot where if they were to hit a certain Mei wall, actually, this isn't a spot because our Mei wall actually boxes you in here. Yeah, no, I'm okay with it. Actually, yeah, Phantom, you should have realized that your Mei wall was boxing our Rhine in here and should have dropped it immediately.
Yeah, I saw that last second and I dropped it.
Yeah, it's all good. He got demolished, he got charged, and again, you got to countercharge that. But then he would have gotten antied as well. He was probably dead. It was it was a good Mei wall on their part, just realizing that they could use our Mei wall to also wall him in. So it's just you won't face too many excellent Mei walls at this level. But it is true. You should be realizing, hey, any small corridors with the Mei, I don't want to be in. So just try and visualize. Oh, can a Mei wall fit through here? Okay, I don't want to be there. Staying around front here is a pretty safe bet because you can just back up and jump up high ground if you get Mei walled off, and two, your team can probably find a way to get to you. Like if you're Mei walled here, the team can kind of rotate right here and get to you, kind of deal.
Mm-hmm.
So just be visualizing the spots where you don't want to be when there's a Mei wall. So we lose Rhine early, we should just be backing here, which we try to do. I think they get some stagger kills. Oh, now we get out, cool. Yeah, that's excellent retreat. Excellent retreat. Because, look, they're just now capping point, right? That's the advantage of just learning how to, when the fight's lost and just retreating. We weren't out of this fight for that long. We see that. Orion's already back, and we had just left the fight. So we can come back and rejoin the fight. We're already working towards the point, and point's not even capped. And even then, if they had already had point, it would have only gone up 10%. So learning how to there's something called dying properly. Learning how to die properly is what gets you the extra fights and what saves so many 99% to 100% games. Because you get that extra fight and you get that extra time to get to the point and recontest. So that was an excellent withdrawal there. Um, learning how to master that will be key. Alright, what went wrong here? Besides the Maywall. Maywall is like not our control.
Didn't wait long enough for Nox and Dig to get in position.
Right. What were you gonna say, Phantom?
I was gonna say at that point, when Nox and Diva said that they were gonna go left side, everybody got confused and went with them.
Oh, I
Everybody pulled
remember
back.
that. I remember that convo. But then we got it straight, and but the thing is, we didn't wait for them, right? So we had already started the fight. I have already had to use my nade because we were getting low. So we're already down one resource. And look, if we had just waited a bit, this Mei is already almost dead because Nox gets her in the back. Right? So we would still have my nade. I could probably throw the nade and kill her now, and we'd be up one. Someone would be ready to get in someone would be ready to fight her, but now we're already in a somewhat of a save Rhine poise. So we've already had we've already had to use some resources when we didn't have to. If we had just waited, half of the resources would have been looking at Nox and Diva, while the rest of the resources would have been looking at us if we had timed it correctly. So yeah, I would say for the Nox and Diva there, not the Nox and Diva, the Krieg and Diva. One we had already said. I think that was a not an like wrong just on you guys. It's we had agreed that we were going to do this. I don't think it was the best call. I think we could have just stayed main and had you guys like go over here, kind of deal, or just flank on, or just off angle on this high ground. I think that would have been better because I am not going to be able to easily get line of sight to you guys because of one, Ryan Shield is going to be possibly be blocking me from hitting you guys, and then you guys got that glass over there that's going to LOS. So it's just not a good spot for me to come heal you guys, to shoot you guys through. So like, it just wasn't a great spot that we chose. So I think like it's going to be good when we have certain map control, but like maybe if we were to start like we started here together, we can move on to high ground, and then maybe when we have more map control, maybe we push them back to point. Then you guys can drop here because then I will have map control of this high ground, and I can hit you guys from right here, and as well as support the team. So we can go over there just at a different time, but I don't think we can do that in the beginning because of we don't have the map control yet. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. And our diva feeds here. I will always say, don't sacrifice yourself for someone who's feeding. You get on point to try and save Diva. Noble of you, but she got herself in that situation. That's her own fault. It's okay to save your teammate, like when they like it. And I'm not saying like when someone makes a mistake, don't help them out, but don't if it costs you your life. If it has a high risk of costing you your life, I wouldn't do it because it's better to have one down. Better to have just one down than two down. And she actually escapes and you don't when you try to help her. How selfish of her. So yeah, we just lose because of that. There's that decision here. I think we lose. We should lose, yeah. I think Diva, she asking you to come left, so I'm gonna come with her. Yeah, she did. Uh, I don't remember that conversation, but it looked to me like we were all going main, so I don't fault you guys for going main there because we all should have. I think we all should have been. Oh, she wanted to. I remember that she wanted to go through apartments. and then she feeds again. Yeah. I don't mind you guys going forward there. I thought they were going main too there. So that's just communication issue. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
I'm cool with that. That happens. The more we do it, the more we'll iron it out. So now you guys go and see like this timing. Now I would say no. I mean, I was gonna say like it's early. It is, but it isn't because you have that cover, so I'm okay with it. That sucks. Did you shield break or you just didn't angle it right?
I turned too early. I thought I was closer to the one little inlet there than I was.
Oh, okay, I got you.
I
Yeah,
thought that was covering me, but it
No.
wasn't.
I like it. No, I like that you tried that because that would have saved your shield 1,000 health if you were able to like dodge it. So I mean, I don't mind you going for that. I think it's smart of you actually. So so what has just transpired? Look at the screen and take in the info. What has just transpired?
We are even.
We are. Who was the last kill?
They were.
Right. So what could we do?
Back up.
Sit back and wait.
And we could aggress. Just I will never say you're wrong for either one. Like if we're even and you feel like you can aggress, it's a gut feeling. Go for it. We'll VOD review it and we'll see why it did or did not work. But yeah, always keep that in mind. We could do one of the two. If you're unsure, just leave. It's like if you get the last kill, just leave. We have our Reinhardt back before they have their Mei. So we should just immediately back out here or aggress. I think we're choosing. We're either. Oh, it's 99. Like he doesn't need to be there. He's early. Like we have 7% more. He doesn't need to be there right now. Or Lucio. So like now we could have touched point, and our Reinhardt is more than halfway back, which is a lot better than us already having to touch point and use a blizzard and get earth shattered, and I've already lost a Mei, right? So delaying that extra second or two is really impactful, and really it was like 5. He was there like at 93%. I know it's scary when control point gets low. Don't freak out. If you have a Lucio, like always assume your teammate's going to do their job and go, okay, Lucio touch at 97, 98, 99. And just trust him and just you guys just wait and you guys just play slow and chill. Like just trust that he's going to do his job. But call that out. Like he got there way too early. I don't know if you guys know, but when it comes to overtime, if you touch within 3 seconds, it triggers overtime. So you can touch at 97 and then leave point, and overtime will still trigger. So he could have just touched point for a second and then just left. Anyone can do that. So just keep that in mind and abuse it, because we could have just touched point and left, and we could have waited 2 or 3 more seconds, like because overtime still has to tick down. So we can still wait until overtime has halfway ticked down and then maybe throw a blizzard, and then our Reinhardt might be back almost, right? So we'd still be at a full 6 if we just wait just a little bit, just a little bit longer. Like don't freak out because it's about to hit 100%. The overtime wick still has a touchdown. And then, Lucio can get back on, can re-trigger, or D.Va can get on next and re-trigger it. Oh, the overtime, right? So you can abuse that and let your Reinhardt get back, or whoever get back. But we win this brawl. Huge Mei wall here. No, I think that's next fight. Alright. What's our neutral?
Off
Angle.
Alright. Can we do it? Not necessarily like at this frame, but can we do it in general?
Yes.
Yeah, we own point. We can do anything, always. Remember that. We own point. We can set up whatever we desire. That's the winner's advantage of a fight, is you get to dictate what happens the next fight and where it happens. So yeah, we can do whatever we want. There's not really a place. I mean, there is like we could. Well, what could we do here, right? If we want to off angle, like if we seriously want to off angle, what can we do right now? In this fight, in general, what can we do?
Let them through choke with McCree off angling.
Yeah, exactly, right? We can just bait them in. Like, oh, we give them a false sense of security by, oh, we're getting through choke, we're making progress, guys, yay, go us. And Korean D.Va is sitting here over here, yeah, about that. Your Ana's looking pretty delicious right now. So we could have done that. And choosing to play behind Ryan is also right. I mean, it's fine. Just make sure you have a reason for doing it. If you just didn't, well, I'm not gonna say I don't feel. I'm not gonna like let I don't feel comfortable be an excuse, because you know we need you guys to be uncomfortable to get the strats. All strats are gonna be uncomfortable at first. But imagine if you're off angling with D.Va right now. This Mei is dead. This Mei dies. Their Ana is not allowed to get through this choke because you're off angling, right? She has to stay in the back. So which means Ryan can't push up over here because he would then be out of line of sight of his Ana, which gives you guys map control of all of this because Ryan can't push past where he is right now. That's what off angling would do right now for us. Do y'all see how that picture happens?
Yeah.
Yeah. So just, off angling's really good. It's, just pretend you're Widow and realize that, oh, this whole line of sight is mine. And they don't want to be in there, I promise you. Like, they don't want to be in that line of sight. As an Ana player, I can tell you, I hate when Kree has free reign on me. I hate it. I hate it when any DPS has free reign on me. This Ana is not allowed through this Shogi for off angling. But also, something we haven't been mentioning, like, play for your Kree as well. If they are charging your Kree and trying to bully him off angling, then you guys charge them, right? Don't let them just kill your Kree for free. You guys also like create the anti-pressure. They're trying to pressure your Kree, well, you guys go pressure them. It works both ways. So just like Kree is creating pressure for the front line, the core, to have room. But then when they start trying to smother the Kree, then you guys start trying to smother them, all right, and relieve pressure off Kree, right? Something's got to give at some point, right? So like they can't guard both. So they either have to relieve pressure off of Kree and get back to you guys, which then frees up our Kree, or they can keep pressuring our Kree, which frees up you guys. So. Yoink. Yep. He as well. That was like a 3-second stagger there. Alright, so again, we could be off angling if we want to. But they rotate us. We have to catch that quicker. So that's just us not realizing, hey, they could do it. And like if we catch that quick, which our Lucio was looking, and I think he just didn't. Yeah, I mean they just went out the right spawn door. So he could have seen, oh, they're not coming main. He could have told us that a lot sooner. And so we could what could Kree and D.Va be doing here then? If we were set up in time, what could we be doing? Where would everyone on the team be right now? Like, give me positions where people could be. Not saying they all have to be in one spot.
Ana on stairs, McCree, D.Va left side with Mini, and the core on point.
Okay. What else? It's on the tip of your tongue, Nox. I know it. I'm reading your mind.
We could be on high ground.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, right. You and D.Va could just be right on top of them and shooting down on them, and they can't do anything about it. Just things like that. Just realize the power that having map control gives you. it would force their diva to have to come to you or in their Lucio, and you and diva can take that matchup. You guys like that matchup, you know. Hanzo could come up and try, and you still have diva to help you. Like, you know, high ground forces them to do something about you, and if they don't, they die. So yeah, that's what we could be. And core could be, yeah, core could be on point, just chilling. Could just be chilling, you know, right here where they can't be shot, and Ryan still has to somehow figure out a way to take this point from our Reinhardt, backed by a Mei and an Ana and a Lucio, and then they have a Kree Diva sitting up here just pelting them as they come in, and fan the hammer right click this Ana, and they lose the fight immediately. You know, that would force Diva to have to be smart and eat, which is fine. We're okay with that. Make them make a play, right? But then you can, if once they get on point, you guys can just rotate back to this high ground and still shoot them from above, right? And all you guys are trying to do on point is just to stall and let your Kree do work. Yeah, so that's how you play here. Does that make sense? Does that? I don't know. Any questions?
No.
Cool. All right. Get out of here, guys. Thank y'all for coming.
Okay.